Alright everyone, hello there, this is Hiyeshi with a brand new guide for Nin Online. I don't even remember how long it has been since I made one, probably around 4 years, and the game is not even close to what it used to be. And with the influx of a lot of new players, especially after the Steam release, I think it's finally time to revisit this and start from scratch with a brand new guide, mainly focusing the basics of the game and leveling from 1 through 20. I'll be starting in Leaf, but you guys can pick whatever you want. Leaf is probably the most newbie friendly village. Sand is more of a tight community with a bit more hardcore PvP focused players, and Mist is populated by a lot of new players. The main population is Mist is new players, but I would not recommend it starting there for the first time if you don't know what you're doing, because it's far away from everywhere, it's far away from the mainland. It doesn't have the best leveling content in my opinion, but who knows, you might like it. I personally will be focusing on Leaf and this guide, but things can change. Obviously, new kages, new content releases always. Communities change all the time with each kage every 3 months. So we'll see. For now, Leaf it is. I will not be picking a clan, but I suggest you pick whatever you think looks cool or sounds cool. Clans will be getting content soon enough. Jutsus, they already gotten picking clan leaders, which is cool. So you can pick one, I will not. So let's get started with the tutorial. Hey, short skip because my game crashed. Let's pretend we skipped the trailer at the start and we are into the tutorial now. So this is the first thing you see here, explaining the basic controls. You can pay attention to that and you can look at them. If you don't like them, escape, settings, controls, right here, these are mine. I recommend you using whatever you're comfortable with. If you've played other MMOs, obviously Nin is very different from other MMOs because it's top-down 2D. It's not like Final Fantasy or something like that. These are my controls. It's mostly for convenience. I use the numpad for combat, but a lot of people would rather play with arrows and use other keys, but that's for later on. If you're comfortable with the starter controls with the default settings, you can use those. The game's designed around them, at least at the start. Alright, so let's get going. So here we are at the jumping course. You can jump, or there's also a keybind for leaping. You can find it in the controls, it's way easier. It uses a lot of stamina though. And here are the target practice. Take this, open your inventory, it opens it automatically. You can just double click on the item in the inventory and throw it. I wouldn't bother putting it on the hotbar yet. Targeting. Targeting has also been changed recently with more of a directional targeting. There's an option for that as well in gameplay. You can turn it off or on. I use Legacy because I'm more comfortable with. It targets the nearest NPC to you or player. The new one uses more whatever you're looking at. It will target rather than the closest one. And it will cycle then to the closest one. If you like the new one, if you like the directional targeting, here's that. But if you're an old returning player, you might want to play with Legacy. Alright, moving on. Dashing, that's a feature. If you double press the jumping key, whatever you have it set to. For example, I have X as my jump key. You double press it, or you press jump while you're in the air. There's also a very long dash, if you hit it exactly when you touch the ground. Alright, combat, melee combat to be exact. When you have a weapon, you double click it in your inventory and it will cast and equip it. So let's use it. Z is your default melee key. You can set it to anything. There is also an option to use mouse for combat, but I don't personally like that. Blocking is a feature. It depending on the damage source, it will either halve it or deflect it. It does not negate all damage. It negates all damage from NPCs, but player jutsus, it halves it. This is how it looks like. Jutsus, your abilities, your skills. You have the tutorial for them. We have a Jutsu scroll in your inventory, which we will learn later on how to get that. You just double click it and it goes into your skill menu or Jutsu menu. Then you put it on your hotbar. And use whatever hotkey you have. Some jutsus require targets, others don't. So let's get our body flicker on Q for me. We have already charged chakra. Charging chakra is with C by default, I use that. Each jutsu has its own CP or chakra point requirement to cast. This one has 15, we target, and we have to make sure, of course, in the range. And that's it for the tutorial. And we wake up in the academy, done with our Genin exams. And we talk with him to get our graduation papers, which we will need for our ninja headband. Right here talking to Yori. And we pick whatever we like. I'll get the black slanted protector. It doesn't matter which one you get, they have no special stats that they give you, just a cosmetic. Alright, let's move on. It's time to do the tutorial missions. You can open your mission menu down here or pressing M and it will show you what to do. These pointers also open the map for you and tell you where it is. For example, this one is in the Lee village. So let's go find it. This is your guide, this thing. Whenever you're on the map with the mission, it will point you. Here we go into the mission assignment room and we talk to our main guy, the pink hair one. He will explain about missions. We do not want a daily mission, so we'll leave. I don't suggest you picking a daily mission yet, because you're way too low level, and the low level missions will not give you any good XP that's worth it. Instead, we'll go do the tutorials first. And our first mission is to go to the Leaf Aviary, which you can easily find here, because each village, when you're doing the tutorials, they would be at different places. You just open this big minimap and you look for it. This is the Leaf Medicine Shop, this is the Leaf Aviary. And obviously you have the pointers that will help you a lot. But just to show the minimap, it's very useful if you don't have the pointers on for some reason, or you just want to navigate somewhere in the map. Because each blue point is a building here. You have the inn and stuff. Okay, let's go to the aviary now. And we can close this. We have to talk to the Jonin, read the rules, and level up. Alright, our next stop is the scroll shop. I'll speed through this, because it's basically the same thing. Alright, here, the scroll shop, important. This is where you get your jutsus. Tells you the basic information, but when you have a blank scroll, later on when we get to level 10, I will show you this. These are jutsus, it's mastery dependent, again, level 10, I'll show this, but just so you know, a bunch of different abilities for different level ranges. Alright, next up. Here we have it, the last Jonin. And we are done with the tutorial. Now I would like to do some quick side missions for free XP. The first side mission, you've probably already seen the marker for it. It's hide and seek with Mickey. We talk to them and we're given these. They will not point to where they are, but I'll show you now. This is the location of the first one. You can see it here on the minimap where I am, this blue building. Right here, and you can easily see the kid. And to the next one. A quick shortcut, we can jump over this red fence in the spa area. And here in the hot springs, right under this yellow roof, is the next kid. And now for the last one, it's going to be a long walk, but you see why we unlocked that shortcut. And here is the last kid, Mickey. And that is the mission done. Now we just have to go back to Mickey and get our rewards. And for this starter mission we get 300 XP and the Cloak of Invisibility manual, which is obsolete because since a recent update you get all these basic starter jutsus, including the Cloak of Invisibility, which is an essential starter jutsu, but it gives us nice XP, which levels us up to 6. So that's great. Now, if I remember correctly, I'll have to check, but there's possibly another starter mission that we can do. Oh, I got invited to join a guild. That's random. I have not told anyone that this is me, but it's a level 30 guild with some benefits. A 10% stat bonus. I'll take that, why not? Oh, no mission available. I guess we're too low level. Alright then, so we better get to leveling then. But first, before that, we'll look at our journal. Here we have level up. You can also do these really quick. I'll do them, just for the quick rewards. And here, this is one of the most important achievements you have to do as a starter, the community Discord one. You automatically join the community Discord and it will link your account. And there you can trade with players, talk with players, ask for advices. There are many guides and many lovely, helpful people that will get you started really quick and answer any questions you might have. So join the community Discord, link will also be in the description, and I'll see you there. Okay, our join guild achievement, let's go. Alright, let's get our rewards real quick. There you go. I also recommend you following all the social medias we just visited. And there's our Discord reward. Okay, now we are level 6 with a bunch of stat points. As a starter, anything you do, put the stat points into agility. This will be your easy level up. You don't need to learn this, and also grab the food rations and the complementary blood pills and put them on your hotbar. That way you're not gonna have a hard time regening. Also, this is new to me as well, the Jutsus here, Shadow Clone and Shuriken Barrage. I think we can also use those. Actually the Kunai no, because it scales with strength, but the Shuriken Barrage, it scales with agility, intellect and strength. So it will be rather helpful at the start. Okay, since we're level 6, let's see what we can kill. Seems like players are already killing the small mobs. Or the small special mobs, like the large larva. Let's see if we can find any large spiders. I doubt. Yeah, people are killing them here. There's a lot of new players. Okay, let's get started with spiders. Alright guys, this is probably going to be one of the first and many corrections I'm going to add to the guide. Here I'm not going to show all the grind, but don't necessarily start with spiders, and even if the spiders I showed you there are taken, there are many other spots you can go, like the mountain peak, which I will showcase in the video in a bit, but yeah, you don't have to start with spiders or the easiest mob. With the agility you have, you can kill anything, and please focus the big mobs. That's all that matters. The big mobs, they'll give you way more XP than any of the small ones, and especially with the spiders, you can kill many of them in a flash. I'm at the peak, the mountain peak. Here, opening this, you can find it. You can either go up from the summit of the village and go right, or from the village down, right, and up. Alright, and here the mountain peak is one of the main maps we're going to be running around while getting to level 10. It has two large mobs we'll be killing, the spider and the wolf. The wolf is with the most XP, along with the wolf that's underneath the mountain, like straight down. We'll be rotating those and all the spiders also, and the spider lakes. Alright, level 7, let's go. We have 5 stat points. Until level 50, every level you go up, you get 5 stat points, so we put them into agility. There we go. Now we have 35 plus 3 because of our guild that we joined, but if you're without a guild, you shouldn't worry, it's a regularly game, it doesn't really matter if you're in guild or not. And we just continue leveling up. There we go, level 8, let's go. This is gonna take longer. Wow, this took just like a little rotation of the mini bosses, and here we are. Let's go. There we go, level 9. One level away from your first mastery and your first jutsu. Okay, on this level range, level 9 already, you can also pick up this mission. Actually, it's 7 plus, but you can pick it up at any time after a level 7. Suspicious Individual, it gives you some sweet XP. Substitution Manual, this is very worth doing since you don't get this as your starter Jutsus, and it's one of the most essential things in your ninja career. So, let's do it. The goal is to get to this guy. So, how do you get this? He is high up on the building. Well, this is how. We go here, and you see these stairs. Just jump up. Watch your stamina. There we are. Up here, and then you might think you want to go down. No, you want to go up. Up here. Long leap. And across the street onto the Jutsu building. And down here on the quote shop. And here we are at the end. We talk to him. A long dialogue. And you might think this is over for the mission, you got the scroll, but no, you have to talk to Kotaro again and actually complete the mission. And now, the mission actually gives you 2 substitution manuals, which is a mistake, but you just learn one, that's all you need, and you place it here wherever you're comfortable. I will place it on E, and I will replace my food somewhere else. There we go. And what this substitution manual does is, it completely negates a hit you receive. For example, let me show you, we sub, and he steals our armor, but there you go, you can dodge a hit completely. This is very helpful when farming, or very helpful when fighting other players later on. That's why I'm saying it's essential in your ninja career. But we have to go back to leveling because we're not level 10 yet, so I'll see you again soon. Alright, we're in the final stretch to level 10 now. Just a couple of minutes it took to get the spider rotations and a few wolf kills. It would have been faster if I got on the big wolf, but it didn't spawn on the peak, and of course it's nearly impossible to get it in the outskirts, so I had to resort to normal wolf killing. But it doesn't matter, it's still very efficient, so we're almost level 10 already, and it took close to no time at all. And things will just keep getting faster from here on. Or slower, depends on how you look at it. Some people say it gets slower, but it very much also depends on your luck and how you want to proceed. Remember, this is basic guide of leveling up. There's no power leveling, no boosting, no nothing. If you have friends to help boost you, it will be way faster, but I just want to show how a regular player will do it when you get started, and what is technically the right way, in my opinion. So there we have it. Level 10, as soon as you hit level 10, this pops up. These are your masteries. This is what your account will be permanently. There is no mastery reset. You pick one of these, and this account stays this element or specialty as long as you have it. As long as you don't reset it, it will be this mastery. So what I'm doing here is picking fire. This is the easiest to level up, the easiest to kill mobs. It's very high damage. It's high also damage over time with burn. You can do water. Water is nice. Earth is nice. I don't recommend lighting because it's very much single target, and it's not the best for leveling or killing mobs. Wind, I don't recommend because your starter jutsu is a tool, and it's not very viable for new players to level up and to spend money on tools very early on. Medical, I will not touch on that, neither will on swords or taijutsu, but you can read about those. They're not for leveling, they're usually secondary masteries or masteries you play on your second account when you make it and have money and know what you're doing. So these are more hardcore masteries. These are also less hardcore, but not the best. You're not going to have a good time with those. And I will be picking fire, which is the easiest to do. So fire it is. Yes, you're going to be prompted with it, and there we have it. We have fire. And what you want to do now, immediately after that, get your first fire jutsu, which is free. You're not going to be spending a blank on that. And also your stats reset to be doing intellect, because that's what our element scales with. Different masteries scale with different stats, but elements scale with intellect. There we have it, our stealable scroll 1. Go to techniques, tier 1, and we find a level 10 fire jutsu, Phoenix Fireball. This is what we're getting. There we have it. Easy as that. And we need 15 intellect to learn it, but we're going to get a bit more than 15. We're going to get 40 intellect for that, and just a tiny bit of chakra because I don't want to charge every 5 seconds. And now that we have our intellect and our chakra, we're going to double click on it, and there we go. You have learned Phoenix Fireball. And we put that in our most comfortable hotbar slot, which for me will be 1. And we go and test it out. But first, before that, we need a weapon. Since now that we're level 10 and we have different stats, we'll need a weapon. Just so we can make use of melee, because a single jutsu is not going to be quite enough for leveling. Here we are, we need the kunai dagger. And how we're going to get it is, I'm going to sell a bit of these, and we should already have some Ryo from the missions we did, the hide and seek and the substitution one. So that's just enough for the kunai dagger. It's a level 4 weapon, but it requires intellect, and since we did a lot of agility while leveling, we couldn't use it. But now we can. It doesn't scale with anything in particular, it scales with strength, but it's an intellect weapon, so you're going to do kind of flat damage, but also not, because every time you level up, your damage goes up. Your melee damage, I mean. And well, since this is all occupied, I'm going to show you something else. We're going to go down from the Stripe Lake, through the valley, and if we look at our map, where we want to go is here. The Crystal Flow falls at the river bend. These maps, this is where we're going for leveling. Since the Tiger maps is very occupied with new players, this is very close to the village and very popular, we're going to make use of something new that not many people know about. Ignore this and go down. Leeches, okay, this is new. Alright, so in this part of the guide, I don't want to show the entire grind, basically every single level, but what I will summarize is I started doing the two large boars, the brown and the black one, every 5 minutes on the two maps that are below the leeches. And between killing those boars, I was killing leeches because they give slightly more XP per kill than the boars. But if you don't like that they're a bit more tanky or that they hit harder, you can also grind more. You can also grind boars. There's more of them. Like you can group up and kill faster, but I just prefer leeches. I didn't set up a timer every 5 minutes for the boars, but you can do that yourself. And so here's a little montage of how that went. There we go, level 11, let's go. Almost no time though. Alright, 4 more levels until our next big milestone. And level 12. Level 13, only 2 more levels. I think some intellect will do on this one. Level 14, let's go. Alright, there we have it finally, level 15. Not surprisingly, it took a bit longer than I anticipated, but it wasn't that bad. Alright, getting some HP up, and let's go pick up our level 15 Jutsu. Yeah, let's get our tier 1. We got 5 blanks for leveling up, that should be pretty easy. There we go, first try. Seal techniques, Silver Scroll 1, and we got our level 15 Fire Jutsu. Easy like that. Let's learn it and equip it. Where do I put it? There we have to do here for now. I didn't mean to do that. And now that we're level 15, let's do our first side quest line. Well, just quest line, I guess, because there's not really the main quest line on Nin, but let's get to it. It's in Tanzaku, which, if you look at the map, it's right here. It's straight up where we were farming just now, so it's not that far away. And here we are in Tanzaku. We want to head over here on the left inside the casino. And we talk to this guy for our first quest. Alright, we picked up Mobster Takeout. And now on the right here, right above the Tanzaku hospital, we're going to see these two guys. And we talk to Daigo first. We pick up another quest, which is to go to the Tanzaku bar. Inside the bar, we're going to pick up 2 sake. And while we're here, we might as well sell our stuff that we don't want. We cannot sell that, okay. Now that we purchased those 2 sake, we're going to go and give it to them. And the hideout is unlocked. Now this is going to be another grind. We need to kill 50 mobsters, so we better get to it. They're not that hard, even compared to the mobs we were farming. They're rather easy, so it shouldn't take too long. Also make sure pick up everything they drop, because you're going to need it for a later quest line after level 20. And the last one, and level up. Let's go. Now, our last quest for this line is to go and kill Shizu, who is supposed to be the final boss. Let's see, there's a person here. Maybe we can ask them to let us get a kill. There we go. And he added us to a team. The boss should spawn in a few minutes. It's not a long spawn time, so you shouldn't have a problem. There you go, he even said 3 minutes. Usually there might be someone farming here, either a higher level from another village, a rogue, or a person from your village. In that case, they can just invite you or let you sow it. People usually are very friendly here. You will rarely see someone go up and kill you when you walk in, so no worries about it. Oh, here's a boss. Should be an easy kill. Nice, okay, level 17 and a half. And we can head out of here. There's no more missions for us in Tanzaku for a bit. What we're going to do now is go to leave and do our daily missions, where you can have 4 of them. And if you remember where our daily missions were, it was right here in the administration building, at the mission room, and the pink haired guy, Tengu. Here is our daily missions menu. Parcel delivery for 21,000 XP. Endangered tigers for 14, time of 2 for 14, and danger dangos. What we want to get is highest one, which is parcel delivery. We're going to pick it up. You can see it tells us to find Toyozo and take the parcel and bring it to you, which you is, if you use this, Takumi village, all the way down at the bottom of the map. It's a long way, so that'll be an adventure, and let's hope we don't run into anybody who doesn't like low level players. First, we have to go and pick up the parcel, which is right here from Toyozo, above the square of the village. They're going to give us our parcel, and we're going to take off. Now the path to Takumi is probably the most traveled path in the game for leveling people and veteran people. We want to avoid anything that can kill us, so we'll be using the Cloak Jutsu quite a lot. We're going to use a cloak going into the village. Charge up your chakra from running on the river. Quick cloak. It should last you long enough. Even better if you sprint jump. There's some people here that might not like seeing lobbies. And here's you. Quickly talk to her and mission's done. And now we need to go to pick our second daily mission. We're almost level 18, so that's pretty neat. And let's see what we have. Endangered Tigers, Messenger Ninja, Academy Scrolls, or Time Off. Time Off and Endangered Tigers are the highest XP missions, and I would say take Time Off because it's more XP and you don't have to spend time killing tigers. We want to do quick dailies. Killing tigers is kind of tedious with all the players there, so we're just going to take time off and basically AFK for 10 minutes at the leaf spa. And the mission is done. Let's go. Let's go pick up our next one. And our options are... Oh, this is the new mission with the leeches. And it's the highest XP. Alright, let's see what it is. 20 of each. That's actually very easy for 20,000 XP. Alright, let's go do it. Oh, I dropped another black folded pants, 1 in 1,000 drop. That's crazy. And the mission's done. Okay, let's go back to the mission desk and turn it in. And mission complete. What's our fourth mission today? Parcel delivery. Yeah, it should be the best one. Okay. And that's level 19. Now, level 20 is going to be a bit more tough because it's a lot of XP, and if you've gotten these missions the same as me, that means you'll be off an entire level. Okay, I want to start off by saying that this next part of the video was filmed the next day after the 1 through 19, just because life, and I had to go to work the next day and it was already late in the night. So yep, this is the next day. I started off by buying some shurikens from the tool shop because it's the cheapest shurikens and tools overall in the game. And then I went off to grind the tigers above the Kumi River, just because there's a lot of them, and on top of that there's the big white tigers, so it was easy XP. The 100,000 XP from 19 to 20 took about an hour. You could do it easier or slower depending, or you can just wait until the next day and get your dailies and do it that way. But that's how I did it, just tigers above the Kumi River. So here we go. And the last one. Boom! Level 20. Let's go. So that was it for this part of the guide, dear players. Thank you so much for watching. And I sure hope you learned something from it. The grind was unreal. Look at all the drops we got, and we can sell for so much Ryo. The things that we don't need here. A lot of tiger fur, claws. We got some total drip dropped while grinding. These 20 levels. And now that you're level 20, you can do a lot more. You unlock the entire level 20 arc at the train station. I'll make a video about that later. Get me to 100 subscribers. I'll drop it as soon as possible. And again, thanks so much for watching. I'll have a part explaining everything probably just after this, so go enjoy that. Well, here it is, finally hit level 20 on Nin Online. Probably the most efficient way possible for a new player to do it in a single day. Only a few hours. I had one break in between, if we don't count the skip to the next day after level 19, but it's totally doable in a single day if you have a bit of a free time, and of course if you're motivated and love the RuneScape kind of grinding of all the mobs and the side quest a little bit there. But yeah, that's it. For part 2, we'll be doing the train station and everything up until level 30, which is a lot actually. You'll be surprised by how much is it. But yeah, get me to 100 subscribers and you have it as soon as possible. Once more, thanks so much for watching and go enjoy some Nin Online. Bye bye.